Hello everyone, and welcome to a rather interesting Malice Reviews. Today we're actually going to have a look at this game called 8BitBoy. It's an independently released game, produced as far as we can tell by one man. We're going to talk about things very quickly while also trying to power through some of these levels. Starting of course with the visuals here. These backgrounds are actually pretty decent. I will state that the only place that seems to suffer from some slightly lackluster backgrounds would be the second level, which is a desert level. I understand that would be a tough one to try and make some improvements on, but last time we checked, the developer was at least at one point still creating some better backgrounds for some of the older levels, due to the fact that it was originally released more or less in a beta version that was unfinished, and that the stuff after the beta looked far better than the original things. So he is still possibly technically working on things, but that's not a guarantee. For all we know, he could already be working on the next project. Maybe an 8BitBoy 2, who knows. Still, that despite the fact, very interesting characters. You can tell all of the different monsters apart. Lots of them are very bird-themed, but he manages to pull off the... You can look at them at a glance and know exactly what type of bird you're about to fight with, and possibly know how many hits they're going to take, and what their usual thing is if what they usually will react to your attacks with if they happen to not die the first time. Like so. Yikes. Just got ravaged by that bluebird. I'm not sure how it managed to do that, but it did it. I'm most annoyed. Well now, eat fire! Like I said, look at that background. It's not entirely as inspiring as the previous one was. But still, the foreground looks pretty decent, and hides some of the enemies in this particular level. Which I can understand being sneaky and all, but they pull the gimmick so often it gets very tedious. Yes, there we go. As you can see, we just barely missed another one. There we go. Also, very seldom, if ever, that you get any lag on this game. The only time I've ever experienced it is possibly during recordings, and even then it's very minimal at best. Oh look, an extra life. The sound designs are very nice. Special beeps and boops for the different hits and sound effects that come out of the animals as you attack them or they enter onto screen. Also would add that in particular with the of an upcoming level, there's some very interesting music. However, I will mention first and foremost, we're going to talk about the coins in this particular level. So, there's obviously a ton of regular golden coins. You've seen us grab a dozen or so of them by now. Ooh. Would love to, but I'm not going to risk it. The golden coins are in select locations hidden throughout every single level in the game. They are particularly large, just about as big as the normal coin, but maybe a little bit bigger as I recall. And something kind of like that stationary 10 coin that was up there that I just got. You pain in the neck. But these particular coins are ones that you have to actually collect throughout the game. and they're the only way you can actually reach the end story. Speaking of the story, we did not cover that yet. The basic story is that you're a 30-year-old man who longs to do something with himself but can't figure out what to do. He has been apparently at least partially trained in making video games, but can't decide on what he wants to make. Wishing for something a little bit of the nostalgia side, he pulls out his old Master System. Oh, up there is where one of the gold coins is. So it's about the same size as a regular gold coin. But they stick out particularly well. Ah, there we go. Something else to note is that the Xbox controller, if anyone else knows how 360 controllers tend to be, would know that they are very temperamental and very horrible at directions outside of a third-person 3D action game. So that means that they are quite clunky with this game, and it's not the developer's fault. Not by any stretch of the imagination. If he would have made it more accessible for controlling what actually controls the directions while using a USB controller, I could have possibly used one of them instead. However, it wants to acknowledge the arrows at the same time that it wants to acknowledge the joystick. And almost all my other USB controllers, the joysticks are bunk. They are absolutely terrible. Which is a pity. However, at the same time, this is a very, it's solid for the most part with an Xbox controller. It's just that every once in a while, like going up that vine, that the controller will fight against you, so be wary and be warned. Otherwise, look for the Xbox controller, where the arrow keys are actually better separated, not just this big chunky lump on the top of the pressure spots. Otherwise, you'll have issues, as usual. The joystick during those particular segments is probably your best bet. As I was saying with the gold coins, you have to collect all of them. And the game will literally stop you if you haven't collected all of them, and tell you that you need to go back to all the previous levels at the end of the game, and go find the missing coins, as they are magic items that are required to send your character back home after having been accidentally sucked into the game. And that was terrible. Not sure why I'm doing so poorly. I practiced this just a little bit ago. There we are. I'm going to have to ride this down a little bit lower just to make sure I can... There. See where he was. Overgrown Goonie bird. There, fireballs will cure your ailments. As you can also hear, the music alongside the sound effects are very well done. Not sure who did the music for this game. Not sure if the actual developer did it himself or not. But as I was getting to in the story, the game developer decides to plug in an old Sega Master System, and he finds an odd cartridge that he's never seen before. It looks almost brand new and has no markings on it. Upon applying it, his screen goes crazy, and he has suddenly found himself sucked inside of an 8-bit game. Hence the majority of the gameplay here. By finding all the golden coins, the fairy creature at the end of the game finally tells you that you can finally get home, and activates a special button that you must hop up on, which you have seen similar ones at the end of all the major boss fights. So upon hopping on this, you are sent back home. The Sega Master System that was involved in this strange teleportation of sorts is destroyed by your return, and the character that you've been playing, the game developer, finally has an idea. It just sort of came to him after waking up from the incident. Ooh, an extra life. Excellent. And this is where another one of those golden coins would have been, right there, that big half-transparent golden coin with the plus sign. But after getting home, he finally decides he knows what he wants to make, and it almost comes to him intuitively, as he starts to create 8BitBoy itself. Thus is the nice little circular story of this game. So other than all of this that I've just been showing you, the main thing is, though, that you have to get these golden coins and make it to the end of the level. Otherwise, as far as we are aware, they don't save as soon as you just get them and exit to the overall world, because you have to actually end the level. Let's have a look at how Matt felt about trying to do this. Cause I already told you to jump! Fuck you, you shitlord. God damn it, why do you keep stopping? What? Fucker! Why didn't he jump? I hit to jump! Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you. 1, 2, 3, fuck you. Oh, there it is, finally. Bullshit! Fucker! Fucker! You shitlord! 5 seconds away from finishing, you cock! Yes, of course. Obviously, I wasn't going to try to find all of them. I just tried to power through the levels as quickly as possible and see how things ended. Matt was the one that had to end it for us, and he did a very fine job, if not got very, salty about it. Overall though, as a package deal, you can't do much better than 8BitBoy when it comes to a retro-style game. The retro-styled independent games are so frequent to the point that you can't really trust them anymore, any more than you can trust a normal AAA title. For every 8BitBoy, there's at least several other different retro-style games that just are not worth your time. Matter of fact, Matt was picking these out to try and test them and play them, and he was actually getting very frustrated to the point that he almost didn't want to give 8BitBoy a try. We are very surprised at what we managed to get out of it, and we're very happy we gave it a go. And we almost guarantee, if you love any retro 8-bit platforming games, this will be a joy for you to play as well. So, with that said, we hope you enjoy. Do drop a line by 8BitBoy, tell them that Malice sent you, and that you have enjoyed this game. And, by all means, return to us next month, as we bring you yet another review, most likely a film. That is all for now. We'll see you all next time.